Be a gold miner, get rich first. And of course the other one is they always say there's millionaires playing this game and they used to be billionaires, so you got to be real careful.
Sounds like Las Vegas is the perfect place for Andre to retire. No shortage of poker players or gold diggers for that matter.
Well, the loose cannon who's got the most coins so far is Nadia Magnus. She turned a profit of more than 63 grand. Andre's goal is to best that mark and put himself in prime position to grab that NAPT passport.
Where did you race?
Southern California, mostly. Riverside. Chevy gave me a couple motors. The last car I had was probably the fastest home built, especially in the United States.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I went 198 at Riverside once with it.
Wow.
It was a fast car, and, you know, I mean, you had to have a fast car if you wanted to win races.
Do you know who these guys are? These
No.
three? Okay, they're like all from the internet, really good. You should be very scared.
Like
yeah,
creatures.
they were born on the internet, right? And they were born on the internet.
Come to this world.
And they're all really good at this game. So you should be kind of a little bit scared of them, because I am. Just saying. He's not, though. He's not as scared of anybody.
I'm not as scared.
He's not as scared, but I'm as scared of all of them.
I'm not as scared.
I was born in the live, though. He's actually an old-school internet guy. He was one of the first internet phenoms. Spirit Rock, right? What's up?
I never played the internet till I went to Tennessee.
Phil with a min raise, Donnie with a call.
He hit a little bit of an obstacle.
8, Queen, 5. Donnie checks. Phil checks. 3 of hearts on the turn.
Prolod's a bit of a phenom even today.
I don't get those channels.
Donnie checks his gut shot.
It's just
Phil bets.
WWW.
Donnie folds.
Wow. God, it's so sick you can't call, huh? I got a pair. I got a flush draw.
5, 6 of hearts.
So 46-year-old Phil Hellmuth wins that pot against his much younger nemesis.
Alongside Joe Stapleton, I'm Chris Rose. And Joe, this table is represented by the old guard in Daniel and Phil, and a strong trio of young guns in Eugene, Donnie, and Prahlad. How do you think age and experience may influence this table?
Well, our loose cannon has the most life experience, so I'm not sure Andre's thrill-seeking younger days translate to his poker game.
And what about the pros?
The internet kids have not so quietly taken over the neighborhood. Meanwhile, Phil Hellmuth has been the guy standing on his front porch screaming not to play in front of his house. Even though Daniel's been wise enough to eventually embrace the new generation, I think we're going to see plenty of shots fired, and I'm not just talking about 3-barrel bluffs.
How old are you now?
23.
You guys are ancient, all of you.
Yeah.
You feel it, huh? You feel it?
Definitely.
Your joints are sore. Is that annoying, these guys talking about how old they are?
They're not old.
No.
You guys, I have a big advantage over you.
What's that?
I made it to old.
You made it to old.
Hold on, I'm trying to decide whether we're working on it.
You figure it out. Let us know.
I think 12 is going to be luckier.
Yeah, 12 is luckier.
Trying to find the right move. Superstitious.
So Phil raises. Andre calls.
Andre's in position, but that's a pretty loose call.
Go get him, Cannon. To be honest with you, like, nobody here is rooting for him over you. Like, nobody at home watching, nobody in the world is like, go Phil in this spot. You have cheerleaders at home.
Yeah. I have some hardcore fans somewhere that are
No one's rooting for you here against him. It's not personal.
2 to the flop, which is Trey 10-9.
Nobody knows me.
Phil's whiffed completely. Didn't even hit the right color, but he's continuing anyway.
Betting 1,500.
1,500.
Andre's got second pair, and it's way good right now. A look like that from Phil could be pretty scary for an amateur.
He's not going to win today.
Capella's not scared. He calls. Jack of spades on the turn.
Check.
Check by Hellmuth.
Phil's checking because if he wasn't behind already, this jack of spades put him behind to a whole lot of hands.
Yeah! Sorry. Did I say that out loud?
I was betting any non-paint is what I was betting here. I thought he might have Queen King.
Phil folds.
You made us happy.
That's what did it.
You're lucky. What is that?
Golden Nugget?
That's a gold nugget that came out of the Klamath River in Northern California. I quit that when I was 70.
Well, Andre didn't exactly strike gold on that hand, but he did add a little something to his stash. See if our 76-year-old loose cannon can hang with kids a third his age when we come back.
Welcome back. Do you think you can beat this game? For a chance to be a loose cannon and play on the big game this season, log on to PokerStars.net. There are free qualifying tournaments every day. Now let's get back to the action.
Once again, stats for every hand of the big game, as well as bonus footage and uncensored clips deemed too hot for TV, can all be found on the website.
They are uncensored, but there is still some pixelation over the nudity.
Does that include when we're on camera as well?
Our entire bodies should be pixelated, faces included.
Agreed. Little duckies for Donnie Stern.
I think it's 12.
Raised to 1,200.
It's addictive.
Kind of like poker, huh?
Friedman folds.
You're like, I just want to win another one.
So does Katchalov.
All right.
Daniel's out. Phil's in.
I check.
And checks in the dark.
Somehow Phil's got 2 over to Donnie's pair, though I don't think he knows it.
9, 10, 7, 2 clubs. Helmuth has already checked his up and down straight draw in the dark. Stern checks.
I'm on the
King of hearts on the turn.
2K bet.
2,000 by Helmuth. Stern folds. Phil wins.
It was a good flop, I'll tell you that much.
Good enough to win a small pot with a semi-bluff.
He's all smiley today, look, because he hasn't lost yet. You know what happens, Amanda, when he loses a few, right?
Yes.
The smoke kind of like, you can feel it over here, you can just... right out of his ears.
Don't you kind of like it when I'm winning, too? It's a more pleasant mood. I infect the room a little bit.
Both are fine. Just you being here, Phil. You being here is just... brightens up my day one way.
It does brighten up your day, I know that.
Phil and Daniel are 2 of the best tourney players around, but instead of hearing the clanking of their bracelets, they'd like to hear the ka-ching at a successful cash game.
Phil Hellmuth is clearly one of the greatest tournament players of all time. He's got 11 bracelets at the World Series of Poker. In cash games, he's yet to prove himself as a winning player.
And I've played no-limit cash games with the best players in the world all throughout the 90s, and I beat them. I beat everybody.
He thinks he's the greatest no-limit hold'em player in the world. I disagree.
And throughout all the televised cash games, I think I'm losing just a little bit. But a lot of times I just haven't brought my best game. I haven't brought my focus.
I think he's got potential. I think he could be great, but he's got a lot to learn, just like I do.
I really want it still. I want to win a ton of money on these cash games. I want to show the world what I'm capable of.
Well, we already know you're capable of throwing chairs and making the censors work overtime. What else?
Whoa. If you didn't play poker for a living, what would you be, you think? Movie star? Rapper?
I don't know. I don't think my rapping skills
What are you qualified to do outside of play poker?
I'm a writer. I'm a writer.
Yeah.
How about sommelier? He'd still do nothing but wine.
Eugene folds.
He's a writer.
Daniel's out.
Have to give credit to Phil. He's a pretty good sport about being made fun of.
Ace, queen suited.
Man, so it must be good to be a poker player so you can wear your hat in the club.
12.
Phil races.
What are you hiding under there? Are you going bald?
Andre calls.
You got thrown out of a restaurant.
Am I going bald?
He's got good hair.
I've got hair, baby.
Yeah, what was that?
Real game works, huh?
Oh my God! Did he just swing at me?
At the table. I gotta give it to you guys.
He's got to represent.
Friedman folds.
Did he just take a swing at me? That one landed a little bit too. That was a good one.
You got good hair. He won't have hair like that by any time he's your age.
2 to the
No
flop.
shot.
King tray 7.
I see what's happening up front. It's okay.
What's happening up front?
It's
Nothing's
not like it
happening
was
up front.
probably 4 years ago. I'm betting.
It's just the same.
Check.
That's what I keep telling people. They don't buy it.
Deuce of diamonds on the turn. Phil fires 2,000.
Andre might like his ace high.
Yeah, let's take one off.
They're good, too.
All right. They're working.
He calls. Jack of spades on the river.
Gotcha.
Check.
Ace, queen.
Show us a pair one time. Dang it.
Ace 9 suited, that's all.
Next time, just fire 10,000 at this guy.
That would have worked, I will tell you. That would have worked.
Don't be afraid to bluff him. Be afraid to bluff them.
Phil's bluffable, but I'd prefer to avoid the post-bluff speech.
Oh, come on. That's always the best part of the day. See if Phil continues to chat it up when we come back. Of course he will. Welcome back to the big game where some of the internet's top young pros are going head-to-head, including Prahlad Friedman.
Prahlad Friedman, one of the original internet players. He's 32 years old. He's a vegan, majored in ethnic studies. His wife, Dee, is also a poker pro, and he's up $100. You know, he's just your typical Malibu white rapper vegan poker player.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of those guys out there.
Am I in there? I must be in there.
Phil Hellmuth, speaking of white rappers who live in California, folds. The cannon, Jack tray suited, out.
Phil Hellmuth, Come here.
Get.
He's been summoned.
Pocket sevens for Stern. Raises.
When Amanda calls me over, I come.
That's right. Seems like
She's like, Phil, get over here now. I'm like,
exactly.
all right,
Seems like it's a fun table out there today.
I'm having a lot of fun. I mean, it's Prowlott I've been playing with like on and offline for a long time. He's just a very, very, he's a great player. Catchalog was one of these guys who's just, you know, up and coming that everybody's talking about. Daniel's just, he's almost like a classic. I mean, he's like,
almost.
You got to consider him an old school player.
I think so.
I'm old school now?
He's not the kid anymore.
No.
Daniel checks a gut shot.
Our qualifier's an interesting guy, and then we have, and I haven't played much with with Donnie yet.
Donnie's got the best hand right now with a pair of sevens.
Fires 3,000. Pralad folds.
Look at this. He has a lot of hair. I don't know what they're talking about.
I have hair. People think I'm like hiding because I don't have hair. I still have hair.
I can dodge baldness, baby.
Daniel calls. 5 of spades on the turn.
In the meantime, Daniel's just